Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Terrence Ray, and I'm back at you with a weekly stock market update. Got a little treat for you, so make sure you stick around. We're gonna go over some scans, and I'm going to be going back and forth between the um, the TastyTrade platform, and then we're gonna work a little bit in Thinkorswim, and we're gonna scan for some different stocks. Try to find pick some stocks that may give us an opportunity to get in some good places. So right now, as we start this week off, or getting ready to start this week off on this Sunday video, we're going to take a look at the SPX. Now, the weekly movement for the SPX currently, the expected move is right around 50, let's call it $57.38, which is a little bit more from last week. Now, last week it was, I want to say it was right around $40, if I'm not mistaken, 39 or $40, because we only had a 4-day trading week. This week it's a little bit more because we had an extra day. Now I don't expect we may get some big movements like Friday. Take for instance, Friday it broke down below the expected move range. I remember looking at it, and then at the end of the day, it just beat its way back up towards the end of the day. Now I don't know what news came in. They give us this big candlestick on Friday for it to turn green, but something happened. So and it came back in. So this week, I expect much of the same, maybe some chop. That's why I said I ran a scan, and we're gonna try to find some stocks that may give us some movement for the week, right? Because the big stocks may not give us a whole lot. I will go over. Let's take a look at Nvidia. I did want to talk about Nvidia, and the reason why I wanted to talk about Nvidia, I'm gonna bring it up on the weekly. And if we look at Nvidia on the weekly, I'm gonna show you guys something. Now, on the weekly, we got a little bit of divergence on the oscillator right here, right? So we see on the weekly, we had highs here, a low, and then a high, right? And then the oscillator didn't get as high as it had previously with this high, meaning we got divergence down here. I'm gonna make it big so you guys can see it. See that? Let's do it like that. So you should be able to see we had a high here. We got divergence here. Now the oscillator is slowing down. They're just showing us that the momentum is slowing on a weekly. So each candlestick right here represents a week. Couple that with a doji candlestick. This is a doji candlestick. That in and of itself, for me, is bear. This candlestick is bearish for me. So I would expect after seeing something like this for this week in the video to possibly either be maybe sideways or slowing down, like starting to roll over. Now let's go look at it on the daily, and you can see it rounding off a little bit. That doesn't mean that it's gonna go that it'll tank. Just means that hey, it's possible that we could get some slowing in this crazy upward movement, right? So I'll be taking a look at the video to possibly, maybe sell a call spread or something like that. We'll see, right? It still has an IV rank of 38. So the premium is real juicy in there. It's overbought on my stochastic. So everything about this is telling me that, hey, the momentum to the upside is slowing down. If I was someone who owned stock in it, I'd be definitely looking at taking profit or at least selling calls against my long position. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla, I wanted to bring up because of the pattern that Tesla has. Right. Take the indicators off just so you guys can take a look at it and see it real good. You see how we got this triangle right here in Tesla? So you got your big gap up, your up move here, and you can see that the market is moving in a pattern. Now, for me, this is just like a coiled up spring, just getting in this pattern. Now we're looking for a breakout. Now, generally, to be honest with you, no one knows which way it's gonna break out. But I'm willing to bet. with this big up move here that it's possible to get something up into this range. So I'm looking for some type of catalyst, whether it be news or anything like that, to to propel Tesla to get out of this range and give us a nice up move. But just as I'm saying that, it could happen to the downside. Now, but I do expect a big move. So I'll just watch it either way. If it breaks to the bottom, we want to see it come back and retest this area and then take off. Give us some type of flag. Or if it breaks out to the top, you get a couple candlesticks out, maybe one, two, three, pull back, and then take off. So either way, that's what I'm looking for from NVIDIA and Tesla in particular. Now we're gonna go to Thinkorswim and we're gonna pull up some scans that I got. Some stocks that I will be looking at for the week as well to possibly trade. Number one on the list is Path. I don't know what the stock is, really don't care, right? But as you can see, it gapped down on some real bad news. Now, keep in mind, I know nothing about this stock. I just know that it's a hole from about $18 down to 12. And it came down here and made a Harami candlestick pattern. Now, I want to show you, you see how it made this pattern here? When you have these Haramis, you had one back here that propelled it up. So I look for those if you follow the channel a lot. Now, intraday, once I get that, we'll come down and look intraday and see if we get some type of bull flag. Now, am I saying I don't know anything about the fundamentals of this stock? And I'm just telling you, I really don't care. I see a not when you get a gap down like this. Now, this is a trade. This would be a trade. This wouldn't be something that I would look to hold. You got high volume right here on this day. Now, it could keep going down. But what I'm saying is I'll watch something like this. I'll add this to my watch list to see if nothing else, you get a couple bucks to the upside just because it gapped down so far. I'll be watching something like that. And if I throw my indicators on, as you'll see, it is oversold on the stochastic. So something like this is just a trade. It's possible that it could pop. Let's go take a look at what is this? American Airlines, AAL. This was one same type. You got a let's go take the indicators off. We also have a Harami candlestick pattern here down into this gap right here. This one, to be honest with you, I have a little bit more conviction, but just because I know this stock. So you gotta look at it like this. American Airlines, do you think it's gonna go to zero? Not really. It's one of the major airlines. So you have a gap here. It's possible to get a gap fill. This may not be a bad place to own this stock, possibly. I hear a lot of times people, down airlines, but if the government's gonna bail them out, then how low can they really go? So that's one. Now DocuSign is a little bit different. With DocuSign, you got this. This is a hammer candle. This long wick right here. Generally, when you get these type of candlesticks, the market you get it's almost like beating the market up. You generally get a break up into this area. So but this is one you got earnings coming up on June 5th. So for this one, I would kind of just watch rather than just, going into blind. Now, once again, I just ran a scan and I looked for some stuff and then this is what popped up. This is one of the reasons why I do still come to Thinkorswim because I can scan for patterns and then they'll pop up. This one, this is FUTU Holdings. I don't really like this pattern just because we already got a move here. So I wouldn't be interested in getting long right here. Right. I wouldn't be interested in getting long. I'd rather get something when you're looking at American Airlines. It's already been beat down to this area. Let's take a look at Pinterest. I like the candlestick pattern, but I don't know if I like gap up here, sitting here. This is one I would be wary of. I wouldn't trade this one. This one as well, even though it's up and to the right, at some point I would expect a pullback. And I don't know, this is almost close to being a penny stock. Just because it's $5 don't mean Shake Shack. Shake Shack. It's just to go to show you I like to do these when I'm doing the video. So everything I'm doing my analysis literally live while I'm doing the video. I looked at a couple of them before, but not all of them. This one right here, I would leave alone. I would not mess with this one as well. Just because I don't like, you got a hole right here. Now you could get and like I don't like to trade when I get gaps. I'd rather trade the other side. Meaning, like if I get like it gap up, I'd rather short down to for the gap fill. And when it's a big hole like this. So meaning if you see something like this, I'd rather be a contrarian. Instead of going with the gap, I'd rather go bet on the gap fill. Let's take a look at XLK. Now, this is the technology sector. Uh, this one, this one should look similar to the QQQ. Let's look at QQQ and then I'll come back to that one. So you see QQQ has been trading and you see this channel, right? And then it did this. Uh, I'm not I think the market has gone up too fast. So I think at this point, if you're just asking me, I'm not bullish the technology sector. I like to see it come down, fill this gap, break this channel, and then I'd like to be a buyer down around what, let's call it 405, 407, 408 to get bullish the technology sector. So you can see this is the QQQ. Now I'm gonna bring up XLK. You see how it looks similar. I have some more scans. I have another scan that I like to use. I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna pull up the contrarian scan. Now these are scans of stocks that are overbought and you generally are looking to short. Let's look at AFL. This is Aflac. So I'm just gonna run through some of these. This one you can see is breaking out of this range right here to the top. It's up around $89 right now. Let's throw my indicators on. Let's look at the RSI. So if we look at the RSI, you can see right here is just now getting to the overbought areas right at 69. So this is one I think it can run some more. So I wouldn't be interested in now in particular with this contrarian scan, it's not I would not short stock. So you say, well, how would you short? These are stocks that I would buy put spreads in and short them that way. And I may go over, do a live video. If I find one that I like, then I may look at shorting it possibly next week, and then I'll do a video going over that particular put spread. This is AR. Don't know what that is. BBY. What is this? Best Buy. This is breaking out now. It just hit overbought, going up into this range again. The high of 86. And it's going at a yearly high. I don't know if this is an all-time high or not. Let's look and see. Let's go 5 year. I know the all-time high look like is up here around 141. So if you're looking at this, you got this range here. This one, uh, as far as a trade, you may get a pullback, but this may be. And then again, I don't understand. That's why I said the fundamentals don't. I don't know a whole lot of people going to Best Buy and shopping, but the stock itself is going up. And you even got a bull flag down here. So this is one that I definitely would not short. Look at that. Perfect on the, you can see this is a perfect bull flag. Pull back to the 618. Let's see, let's throw an extension on here. See what we get. And this is how I find stocks to trade. Look at that. 1618, 2618. What's the next level up? 36, and right here at 88. So I think it's going all the way up to 88 in my opinion. So you got about 4 or 5 more bucks to run right here before I would bet on a pullback. That may be one worth watching. I just don't know if you're gonna get an opportunity to get in. This is one you gotta hit. You gotta catch it when it happens. Excuse me. Let's take a look at Burlington. Same thing. Look at it. Got a nice move up here to the upside. Let's look at what is this? CCJ. I don't even know what this is. Uh don't like this chart. Don't know much about this stock. I can run through these and it's easy for me to see. Now this may not be, you just got it. See how it's moving in a channel? And you can see how it's already been, and you can see how you got a high. And if you look at the RSI, you can see it's making the RSI isn't as high on this high, so you got a little bit slight divergence. Now this is one right here where I wouldn't be opposed to coming in and shorting. Not at all. This would be a great candidate for a put spread Crocs. Is that the shoes? That's them the ugly shoes everybody be wearing. This wouldn't be a bad one to put a put spread on. Matter of fact, this is one I'll add to my TastyTrade watch list over here. Let's go over to the weekly video watch list. We're gonna put Crocs on there. There it go. Oh, CEROX. Now that's gonna be one that I'm gonna look at. And you see, guys, I got like pre-made scans, and this is just pretty much how I just run through and look at stuff. That's the last one I'm gonna look at for this video. I'm gonna keep this video pretty short. And this one in particular, guys, yeah, I may put a trade on this one come in the upcoming week. Not to say that I'm not overall bullish, but I expect when you start seeing the stock trade in a range, and then it's not, I don't think it's gonna make it up here to this next part of the range. I think we'll get a rollover right here. And a nice little pullback maybe into here. And this is just a trade. You can hit this trade real easy, um, and be out of it. So with that being said, guys, you got something out of this video. If you got some ticker symbols you would like for me to look up, drop them in the comments. Let me know what you're watching for the week. And I probably will go live tomorrow morning because I want to see how this particular stock right here, Crocs, opens up on Monday morning and some of these other ones. With that being said, guys, I'm going to be out. Peace.